Hi guys, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It is 2:30 in the afternoon and also 7 o'clock in India. We have Jay Parmer here and we have the fantastic Kajal Aggarwal. She is a brilliant, brilliant actress. She does a lot of things in Tamil films, Hindi films, very influential on social media. She has more than 15.4 million people. Good afternoon, Kajal. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you so much. That was a very sweet introduction.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And hello, everyone who's watching this. Hope you're safe through the pandemic.
So my question to you, first of all, Kajal, is I like to do things differently. I don't, as a journalist, I like to, we can all ask you, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite, and all this stuff. But I like to get to know the personality. Yes, you're a celebrity, but I like to know more about you as a person. So my questions are very, very direct. And there's no trick ups, there's no mess ups, there's nothing like that. So first question is, how are you dealing with lockdown and quarantine, first of all?
Well, it started off with a little bit of anxiety, to be very honest. I am used to a very hectic routine. My lifestyle has been where I have just been running from pole to pole, literally. Wow. And I've hardly been around. I've hardly been in Bombay for more than 3 to 4 days in a year. So for me to sit at home and to sit with so much time in hand initially was a little daunting. But, well, the good news here is that I'd like to believe that I have utilized my time in the most efficient way that I possibly could. This has led to a lot of personal development for me. A lot of personal growth for me, and I have focused on things that I've always wanted to do but never really gotten around to doing it, and that for me has been a great learning through all these months.
Fantastic. And obviously as an actress, I think, kind of getting to, we can all look on Wikipedia, but I think, people out there, they love to know, how did you start your great career? Because obviously you've done amazing in your career. You've passed a lot of people. I mean, when it comes to social media, you are top of your game. So my question to you is, how did you start your career?
Thank you so much. I was in my final year of college, and I did my bachelor's of mass media, specialized in marketing management. Wow. And I was working for this multinational company as an internship back in my final year. And at that point of time, we used to conduct a lot of photo shoots. Wow. For the brand that I was associated with. And the photographer at that point suggested that I get my pictures done and distribute them just to, on the side for a little bit of fun and to earn an extra buck. Wow. And I, being the very independent person that I am, thought I could fund my own MBA, and I thought I always wanted to go to INSEAD, which is in Paris as well as Singapore. And I thought I'll be able to just do it by myself without having to ask my dad for any help. And that's how it began. But as fate had it, I did not do a single ad as I thought I would. I did not do a single modeling assignment. Wow. And the first offer I ever got was for a feature film.
Wow, fantastic.
For which Kiran, I said no. I said no for the first 7 films of my life, because I wasn't sure. Wow. So and
very lucky person you are, very lucky.
Yes, well, I do believe in destiny, and I do believe that I was supposed to be doing what I'm doing, and I love my job now. I've understood it over the years, but and of course there's tremendous gratitude. But initially, for the first 7 films, I wasn't sure, because nobody from my family knew head or tail about cinema. We none of us had a clue. We did not know anything about the industry. We did not know anything about how it works. I had never been in front of a camera. I did not understand the technicalities of it. I did not even know, I had no professional training in acting. I did a lot of theater while growing up, but that was just out of a hobby. It was basically because I enjoyed it. It was more passion than profession. But well, here I am now, 58 films old.
Jesus, it's fantastic. And also, before Jay kind of gets involved, I want to ask you another question now. As an actress, obviously, it's a very daunting kind of career. You have to be, India's got 1.3 billion people. It's not a joke. You know, London in England is nothing compared to India. So my question to you is, what advice would you give to, because obviously you've been through so much, you know, rejecting jobs as well. Not many people would reject jobs. I know millions of people that would go, just take anything. You know, you've got that power to say, I don't want that. I don't want that. I want that. Now you have that status. Now, what would you like to tell people out there that don't necessarily have the connections, might not be, you know, connected or wealthy, etc., but want to do what you do every day? What can you say to young, you know, people from India, maybe that live in, you know, villages, or, you know, that don't necessarily have that family and that family support?
Great question. So first and foremost, I'd like to say that I had no connections when I entered this industry. The status that you talk about comes with a lot of effort and comes with a lot of experience over the years. It does not happen overnight, so please do not aim for it. Always have a plan B. It's great to be ambitious and want to, you know, it's if you want to pursue a particular career, be it my career or any other career, it's great. Of course, put in your best efforts, but please be practical and have a plan B in life. That is my mantra. I totally follow it to the T till date. Having said that, of course, work extremely hard. Always, always, always follow a very disciplined lifestyle. Till date, I wake up at 6 a.m. regardless of the fact that we are bang in the middle of a pandemic and I'm currently jobless. Regardless of the fact that I do not have to wake up every morning to rush and go to shoot. I still wake up at 6 a.m. because it's just a healthy routine. It's just a very disciplined lifestyle that I like to follow. I work out first thing in the morning. I still meditate. I still do everything that I would do on a regular shoot day. And I have been doing it all through the lockdown. So that's extremely important. And don't forget your roots. It keeps you grounded.
Excellent. Jay Parmer, after you.
Yes, I've got a question. I saw you mentioned about, yes, I saw you mentioned about personal development. And, you know, me personally, I'm big on that. And I've seen a lot of highly successful people like yourself. They tend to dive into that. So give us, you know, your thought about how important personal development and the books you read and, you know, information you get, how important is that towards getting success?
For me, it's extremely important. Of course, it's a priority thing, right? As it is very important for certain people. And also, certain things may be important for someone, whereas certain things are not that important for certain people. For me, I do believe I'm very strong in meditation, and I am a spiritual person. I like to have that connect. I feel it helps me in very many aspects of my life. I enjoy reading. I enjoy watching good content. Currently, I have developed a passion for exploring my culinary skills, as has half the world. We all are into baking banana bread currently. Wow. But I have this newfound love for nutrition and health, and I did a course on that online. I also did a very basic course on quantum physics. Wow. And a very basic beginner's course in neuroscience.
Fantastic. And my other question to you is, you know, you talking about food. Now, you know, in the pandemic, you know, there was great chefs like Sanjeev Kapoor, you know, Vikas Khanna. Vikas Khanna, you know, yes, he's based in New York, but he managed to donate 25 million meals to India, and he did very well. Now, my question to you is, talking about food, banana bread and that kind of stuff. Now, what's your favorite food that you like to cook? I mean, I can't cook anything. I have a microwave. I just put it in there and it's game over. That's it. You're never going to, I don't know what I'm eating. I'm eating something.
Oh my God, you have to come down to India. We're going to have to feed you and send you back.
But like,
sorry, yeah. Go on.
No, after you, darling, what do you like to eat? What do you cook English food at times? Is it Italian, Spanish, Indian? I know Indians are very big popularity in India, pani puri and, you know, roti and everything like that.
That's fast food. Exactly. Yeah, that's known as Indian street food.
Exactly. I love street food. I love nariyal. I love street food. I love nariyal pani.
Nariyal pani is not considered street food.
I know, but considered street drink.
Okay, we have to give you an entire orientation on Indian food, number 1. Street food, number 2. I don't know which world you're living in, honey. It's to be done ASAP. As soon as this pandemic's over, you're coming down, be my guest. I'm going to take you all around, okay? The
Lovely. Excellent. Excellent.
Great. So well, I love all sorts of food. I love eating. I enjoy Asian, but I'm not too good at it. I can't make it very well. I make great pizza. I love health food and anything associated with health. Like if you say it's healthy, I'll just consume it regardless of what the taste is.
Wow.
But I'm big on smoothies. I'm big on these bowls. I'm big on mixing ingredients, making different sorts of eggs. I know that's not something to show off about, but well, I'm pretty good at it.
Right.
I make the perfect poached egg.
Great.
And I'm very big on Indian food. So if I may say so myself, I make, and I'm primarily vegetarian. Okay. So I make very good paneer makhani. I make very good dal, rajma, biryani, etc., etc.
I want to ask you another question because I believe when I speak to celebrities, you know, and people that are very influential, and you know, I used to do a lot of things, you know. Now, when you're so famous, and you're so famous to an extent where everybody wants to take a photo with you, everybody wants you in their movies. You know, Priyanka Chopra, she went to America, she cracked Hollywood and Bollywood. Congratulations for her. You know, Shah Rukh Khan, Amitabh Bachchan. Now, yourself, you know, having this global, this global social media thing. I ask a lot of people and say, you know, do you have friends that you can go to and not worry about, oh, you know, oh, Kajal, can you introduce me to that person? Oh, Kajal, can you do, you know, just be you and not worry about, you know, because we all want friends around us. But when you're a celebrity, it must be hard to trust people because you don't know what their motive is. People are very smart. They can act like they love you, but you don't know what the back of their mind is. Do you have friends that you can go to and hang out with and talk about just normal stuff, basketball and football, or, you know, a girly night out and not worry about they want something from you?
So, well, that's exactly why I said stay connected to your roots right in the beginning of our conversation. And that's this question is precisely the reason why. You need your core group. You need your girl tribe to fall back on in life. And regardless of what the problem is, regardless of whether you've been dumped or whether you've not got a particular film, you need people to fall back on and who genuinely care about you, who have your back, regardless of what the situation, whether it's a high, low, whether you're successful, whether you're not. Your very intimate childhood connections are extremely important. And I am very blessed that my friends, right from school, right from the time I was 4, are still my bestest friends today.
Fantastic. Excellent. Jay Parmer.
In fact, last night I was catching up with them after 6 months. After 6 months, we met just last night.
Fantastic.
Of course, with practicing social distancing.
You live a very good life. Let's just say that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do feel blessed.
You are very blessed. Jay,
but to be very honest with you, it's not just about the blessing, it's also a lot about hard work.
Oh, 100%.
You need to make sure that these important people are a part of your life. It's 100%. Very easy to climb up the ladder and forget about them. But you need to put in that extra effort to ensure that they stay a constant part of your life all through your journey.
Amazing. Jay, question after you, sir.
Yeah, one question I want to ask is about, especially when you're starting up in whatever it is that you're doing, acting, whether you're a YouTuber or influencer, whatever it is, especially I find within our community, Asian community, when you're starting up and you tell your parents, you know, you want to become an actor, you know, they get a bit iffy about it. How was your journey when you first started getting into this?
So, well, of course, my parents were a little hesitant about it as well. They did not know what this was all about, and they were a little concerned, considering the reputation that preceded, you know, with the, especially back like 10 years ago, it wasn't a great reputation to go by, unfortunately. But now things have changed, and it's a great place to be. But my parents did have their doubts and hesitation. Luckily, again, for me, my parents have been very supportive of my choices, and they've always been rock solid with me all through. And I have ensured that my mom travels with me, especially in the beginning of my career. and she's been there with me. I just feel like, after a hard day's work, you want to go back home to a known place. You want to go back home. You want to go back home to and home. The feeling of home comes with a person, not really with the geography. So for me, wherever in the world I was, if I had my mom with me and I'd wrap my day, go back to a hotel room where my mom was there with me, waiting for me, and we'd do a meal together, that was home enough. I never felt like I was missing out on my personal side of development or my private life, because I always had someone with me. Plus I had parents visiting me. Till date, they are very involved in my professional as well as personal life. And I like it that way.
And also, another question now, as a woman, and obviously someone, very powerful like you represent women, you represent females, because, the world equality in gender is very different now. We're starting to, have more female influencers. It's not just all about men do the work and women sit at home. It's becoming, women are becoming a voice now. They have a voice. Do you feel like the generation is now changing? The industry that you're in now, they're realizing that, because 20, 30 years ago, I'm not going to say the names, but there was always these rumors that, oh, you talk to director and he may like you. No, but women are now becoming more confident. That Me Too thing is saying, look, you respect me, I respect you. It's not all about give. You understand? It's all about being respected. Do you feel like the industry that you're in is now changing now a bit?
Oh, yes, for sure. I feel this change has been happening since the past few years now. And I don't think that this is credit to, this is not only because, of course, Me Too has a very big role to play, but this change started and has been going on way before Me Too. It's been happening for a while now. There are films being made around female protagonists. There are roles written for female protagonists. Directors work around certain characters that they have with the female protagonist in mind. At the same time, everyone's very open to suggestions. Everyone's very open to recommendations. If you want to do something your way, you can go ahead and talk about it. It's not like you got to keep quiet about it. Or if you are hesitant, like for example, if I'm not comfortable doing a particular scene, it's not like I have to do it because I don't have an opinion or I cannot raise my opinion. I am very comfortable putting forth my opinion and saying, no, this is where I draw the line. I'm not going to do it. Simple.
And actually, Jay, question after you.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Sorry, let me just add something here. I also feel that the primary reason for that is when you are not very needy of a particular role. When you're not very desperate for a particular role or a particular film, will you have the confidence to be able to draw the line and say no?
Wow. And
in order to be confident and to draw the line and to say no, you have to have a plan B.
100%. I totally agree
so
with you.
So it's kind of a concentric circle.
Fantastic. Jay, question after you, sir.
Yeah, what I'd say, I've seen a lot of celebrities, let's say within the acting space. Some people are big for like 1 month, 1 year, and they're gone the next year. So for yourself, of course, you've been pretty much at the top for quite a while, right now. And what is it that you do, especially in terms of finances, right? Because oftentimes I see a lot of people splashing money here, splashing money there, and they don't know how to manage their money when they get success. So how do you go about yourself with investing money in yourself and businesses, etc.? How do you go about that?
I definitely I need help in this particular field. I'm not very good with financial decisions, but I have my father who ensures that he makes the best recommendations for me. And like I said, he is my backbone. He makes sure that I invest in the right places and do the right thing with the money that I earn. And when it comes to my expenses, I'd like to believe that I'm quite sensible about my expenses. I do not believe in throwing money just to buy a flashy car for the sake of it. I mean, a penny saved is a penny earned. So,
and who is Kajal Aggarwal? We all know, I mean, yes, you're a brilliant actress. Yes, you have a great social media. Yes, you've done more than 50 films, etc. But if you had to describe yourself to somebody and say, if you wanted me, because what I can see from you, you've got a beautiful personality. Regardless if we're on camera or not. It doesn't matter. You can always tell, as a journalist, I can always tell people's flaws and people's not. Now, who are you as a person? Who are you? Who's Kajal Aggarwal? What do you, do you play tennis? Do you, who are you as a person? How would you describe yourself?
Oh, thank you. That's a very sweet compliment coming from you. Welcome. A very simple girl. I have basic requirements. I am not like a typical film star. In fact, sometimes, to be very honest with you, I even forget I'm in the movies. So when I'm not in front of the camera, I forget that I'm in the movies. I am very, I hold my relationships very close and tight, and very, my dear ones very near to my heart. I am a complete geek. I love reading and finding out about things. I'm a curious cat. Wow. I love travel. I love food. I love new experiences. I'm a bit of a adventure junkie. I'm very happy to try something new. In fact, it was pretty much on the cards for this year as well, but unfortunately the pandemic ruined my plans. This year I wanted to go to Masai Mara. I've not been, so I wanted to actually go to a really cool safari, and I thought I'd be doing that, but well, that's pushed for a later date. Be it jumping off an aircraft or deep sea diving, I'm happy to try it all.
Fantastic. And the last couple of questions for you. Now, I'm going to ask you something quite breaking news series. I'm going to ask you something, and I'm going to say to the camera, I'm giving everyone an opportunity. Now, you don't have to say anything. You can just say, Kiran, I don't want to talk about it, and that's fine. You don't have to talk about it. But I think people like you, with your status, people like Rahman and everybody, I believe talking about something that is important gives other people an opportunity to talk about it. Because when you don't talk about these things, not these bad situations, but when you talk about things that are affecting other people, hiding under the carpet doesn't work. So I'm going to give it a try. Now, you had Irfan Khan that passed away recently. You had the big breaking news that, in America with George Floyd's situation. Then you had the great Rishi Kapoor that passed away. But recently, there's been breaking a lot of news that always comes to my inbox all the time. Now, his name is called Sushant Singh, right? Now, the reason I'm asking this is because he was a very good looking boy. He was very handsome. He was, very intelligent. He had a doctor's mind. I think he wanted to buy a house, some universe, I don't know, some earth, and he wanted to continue, and he wanted to get into astrology. To me, I'll say it. I don't care. Everyone has their own opinion. I think there was foul play, regardless of what anyone says. Now, I'm not asking for your opinion about the situation, but I'm asking your feeling. When you heard about that, how did you feel when you got that phone call from a friend or an agent and said, look, this happened? Was he a close friend of yours? Did you ever meet him? Did you, and if you did ever meet him, what was he like as a person,
So of course, when I heard about it, it was very heartbreaking. He is a person from the same fraternity. I've never met him. I had a very brief interaction with him at an awards function, but that's just when you say hello. I mean, you don't even know each other. So I did not know him personally at all. But of course, it still left a very sad feeling. It's very upsetting to hear of something like that. And again, like everyone, I'm clueless about what would have actually happened. And honestly, I'm nobody to opine on a subject like that. But at the same time, I do believe that mental health is still a very, very important thing, and it is the need of the hour. So whatever was the reason of his demise, which I do not know, I still think that mental health is something that should be addressed and should be taken very seriously and should be thrown light upon.
And do you think now, in the pandemic and obviously in India, people are starting to realize now that mental health is becoming more important? It's important because in England, everybody suffers from, I suffer from mental health. Everybody suffers from anxiety some way. Do you think now people in India, because they're so used to working, now they're all just sitting at home. Do you think now mental health is becoming a bit more, exposed to India in a way? Do you think people are now realizing?
Yes, definitely. And I really hope that people do take it the right way. I hope that people do invest time in themselves. If anyone does have an issue, there's absolutely no harm in consulting professional help, in seeking professional help. You can definitely call upon a friend or maybe a psychologist if things go out of hand and if you do not know how to deal with it. And there's absolutely no shame in doing that. Just like how your body could probably contract an infection, your mind needs therapy as well sometimes. So it's absolutely all right. And I think that people are now opening up to something like that. And they are definitely, earlier I think there was an association with something that was taboo when it came to mental health. But I think these things are breaking now, and people are understanding the value of this a lot more, which is definitely a positive change for society.
Brilliant. And last question for you. I think I've said last question about 5 times now, but you're an interesting character. My last question for you is, what would you like to say to your family and friends, the people that supported you for your struggling days? Because, you know, it's all good being there on your good days and, you know, shaking your hand, but your days that you've needed family, your mother, your father, your sister that have hugged you and said you can keep pushing, you know, what would you like to say to your fans, but also your mum and dad who are watching this today?
Oh my God, I'd like to express so much gratitude and so much love for having the conviction and the belief in me, and for having, on days when I said, no, I do not want to do this anymore, or I cannot do this anymore, for having that strong sense of resolution for me, for believing in my dreams, and for constantly trusting my ability, and for trusting my potential. And thank you so much for seeing it on days that I couldn't. And on days when I did not have faith in myself, my family and my friends always had faith in me. So that means the world to me. And yes, I will never, in fact, I cherish those days, and I can never ever forget about those days. I think those were my building blocks, and I am the person who I am today because of all of that.
And last question for Mr. J. Palmer, and then we'll give it a rest.
Yes. So last question. And so my question is about, let's say, you know, someone's in their 20s, right? Someone's in their 20s, and, you know, similar situation to you. Like you said, you didn't know you wanted to get into acting until after a few movies you rejected. So for someone like that who's unsure in their 20s, what would your advice be for them?
Okay, I have a great tip for people in their 20s. I did this myself, and well, it worked for me, so I hope it works for you as well. Do a lot of internships. Just keep interning with everything that you're confused about. Intern for a month, intern for 2 months. It's important to get that experience. It's important to get that exposure. Once you know, it's more important to know what you dislike than understanding what you do like. So you can keep striking that off your list. And then slowly, by the method of elimination, come to your top 3. And from that, of course, take a calculated decision, weigh your pros and cons, and go for it. And of course, work very hard. There's no escaping that.
Kajal Aggarwal, I want to say thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I want to say thank you so much. And I also want to congratulate you being on the 300 most influential people. You are going to be the top 3 in Asia, and the female. You've passed everybody. So you're one of the top 3 alongside all the top people. I'll be sending you an official poster very, very soon.
Thank you so much.
And you're very welcome. And, you know, good luck with your future and your career. And, you know, pleasure to meet you, you know.
Lovely meeting you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Give me one sec. Give me one sec before.
Sure.
Let me just